Welcome to this morning yoga class. I'll focus on finding ease in the neck. This time of year, we're often back to work. Hours are often longer. So we'll see if we can free up the neck and also the spine. So let's begin in seated. And if you'd like to have a little cushion under your seat, you might choose to do that or sit on the edge of a block to tilt your pelvis forward. We'll begin by just rolling the shoulders. Notice what effect that has on the neck as you breathe here. And reverse. Now you could just continue here or cup the shoulders with the hands and make circles at the elbows. They may or may not touch in front of the face. Often when we soften and loosen up through the shoulders, that can help the neck. And reverse. And now open those elbows wide, or hands could also be on the shins here. And lift up through the heart space. And then round through the spine as you exhale. Inhale to open up through the front of the chest. And exhale to round. Starting to get into the spine here. The neck, those movements might grow. A few more. Last one, open and press those hands away to the sides of the room. Release tension through the arms to support the neck. And tip your shape over to one side. Other arm can come overhead. It can even come to support the head. So stretch through opposite side. Or you could have that top hand extended and you could nod the head side to side. And soften the jaw, also to release tension in the neck. Come back through center, opposite side. Again, maybe you cradle the head or start that way to see how that support feels as you ground through the sits bones. As for you, extend top hand, and again, look toward the floor, look toward the ceiling. And then come back through center, arms reach, and forward fold here. Tuck the chin to massage the thyroid, and again, a micro movement of the head side to side. Roll up through the spine. Take that opposite leg in front, cross it if you're in seated, cross-legged. And again, roll the shoulders. And reverse. Let's take the elbows out to the side, make big circles. And other way. And hands come in behind the body. Maybe they interlace to open up across the chest. Maybe look up if you can, inhale. And stick at the tongue. To bring the head back to center. And again, a fold forward. So get some equanimity through the hips. And walk those hands in as you roll up again through the spine. Let's drop the chin and take the head over to one side. And here again, you could cradle the head with the opposite hand. And also take your gaze to the opposite way the head is lulled. Breathe. Vagus nerve release, which can be really good for neurological tension, regulating the nervous system. Bring the head back to center and lull it over to the opposite side. Again, other hand could come to cradle the head. A few more breaths here. Decide what you'd like to do with the eyes. And bring the head back through center. Drop the chin. Hands come behind the head. Interlace. Press head into hands as you sit up nice and tall. Press the head back and release a little. Press into hands. Release a little. As you do this, see if you can feel the strength in the back of the neck. One more time. Press. And then release those hands. Come off of your cushion to come onto hands and knees. Just floss up the spine here. Round and arch. Round and arch. So exploring the full spine here. Notice how the neck is feeling. One more time around. And then roll up onto the shins, arms reach overhead, circle them behind the body, open up across the heart in front of the neck. Again. And see if you can draw the elbows a little closer together. And release that down. Hands return to the earth. Look over one shoulder and bring your shins to that same side and just pause here. You can feel the stretch on the side of the body, the side of the neck. Few more breaths, about. One more inhale. And exhale, legs return to center. Maybe shake your tail, shake it out. And then bring the head to the opposite side and shins also arc over in that same direction. So you can relax through the shoulders or relax them away from the ears as you still press through the hands. Pardon me. And then bring everything back to center. You can widen the knees here if you'd like to sit back into child's pose. Perhaps flip the palms up to see how that feels in the shoulders versus palms down, and just choose the variation that works for you. As you slightly tuck the chin here and allow the forehead to come to the earth. If it doesn't, you could have a small pillow underneath the forehead. You can stack your fists under the forehead. Take your hands over to one side. Stretch your side body here. And other side. And then again, return to center and come into tabletop. And just make circles with the pelvis, those barrel rolls. I find when you work with the sacral area, the low back, that can really release through the neck. So just notice if that has an effect on the tension or ease in the neck. and reverse. And then sit back in child's perhaps with the legs closer together to get more into that lower back. And then roll up through the spine. If you're comfortable sitting on your shins, you can. You could also do these from standing just to get more into the stretches for the neck. So same thing, low the head over to one side, but the opposite hand, bring it behind the body, elbow bent. Might want to walk out the other hand. I just like to have that sense of reach across the front of the opposite shoulder too. Just going a little deeper with this hand behind the body. If you can, turn your gaze toward the earth to any degree. Play with the position of the head with some micro movements to see where you can bring the sensation of stretch before you pause. Or inhale here. And then take the head up, maybe look up. Could always go back to one of the earlier movements if you don't like this. Where do you sense this? Where do you feel this? Just notice. Perhaps look a little higher to stretch the eyes. And then drop the chin, bring it to center, both hands release. Head comes to neutral, perhaps look up for a moment as you walk those fingertips out. And bring the head back to center. Drop the chin, roll it to the opposite side. That opposite hand again can come behind the back. The back of the palm is on the spine here or over toward the opposite hip. Few more breaths. Stay here or look toward the earth. Again, it doesn't have to be a big movement. Notice how this changes the stretch. Around 2 more breaths. Final inhale. Stay or exhale and look up. Again, it can be small movement of the neck. And find where you want to stay and pause. Few more breaths. Last inhale. And exhale, drop the chin back down to center. Again, the arms can come by your sides, fingertips can graze the earth. Before you look up and reach up, and bring those hands through to heart center. And then to your lap. Look over one shoulder and the other. And drop the chin a final time. Try to keep the shoulders and rest of the spine exactly where it is. As you press through the back of the skull and roll with the head. Hands to heart here, just for a few breaths. Thumbs at the sternum. To scan your body. One more inhale. And exhale. And final inhale. And feel free to hum on the exhale. Notice how your neck and throat feel. And then take a little bow if it's in your practice. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you have a lovely day.